see that they banned the Morphling, another one.
Spawn those Eidolons.
Might lean towards maybe wanting a Lifestealer from the side of Mineski. They could try to take the Lifestealer so that Team Secret can't pick it against them. Morphling is one of the classic heroes, but they're going to go back, stick with their gun. The Witch Doctor kind of carried them through the early game, in the first game.
It just ruined Meepo.
Yeah, Ninja Boogie had an absurd performance on that hero. It's one of his best heroes too, and I don't know, he carried them so hard early game.
Yeah, he made a lot of rotations. He ran to his safe lane, you know, killed the Time Hunter with Maledict. He went to the mid, he killed mid, he went top, he killed top, he TP'd bot. He probably played like the most active 5, you know, in the early game. Like
he is a very aggressive player.
Yeah.
He knows like where to be to find those
Secret
skills.
can't pick it against them.
Now, Team
Morphling's
Secret
one of the classic heroes.
Looking like Ogre will be in that 5 position, but this is only the second Magnus pick for Secret in the last 2 patches, and it was Yapsor that played it in their only previous game, so still a little bit open here.
Could be a Zai Magnus, or then, right?
Yeah, I think it should be a Zai Magnus.
Could very well be a Zai Magnus.
Or it can even be a mid-1 Magnus. It's very less likely, but yeah.
They used to be ran couple, like about a year ago, I think, back when
I do wonder,
they changed strength.
Are we looking at it now? Are we looking at a Jug pick even with the Void?
Yeah, Jug's decent. If you get the spin off, his Basher can deal a little less damage. It's fairly good against Tiny Enchantress.
Yeah,
but
it negates like the Witch Doctor and Tiny's damage by a lot too.
Yeah, I asked that largely because earlier in the tournament we saw a number of teams go to Jug as that laning core. You talked about this earlier, Gunnar, against the Enchantress.
I could also see Lifestealer kind of. It does the same role, and I think the hero right now is a little stronger. What it provides, I think it scales fairly well, but it makes a little less use of the Empower, I think, than the Jug. The Jug is going to farm a lot faster. And the
Nisha special?
PA, a Nisha special, and one of the other, we were going to talk about the Ember as being the other sort of mag combo, but PA right up there with Jug and Ember.
Yeah, Nisha is crazy on that hero. Every time I watch him play that hero, he's like 20-0. He doesn't even die once. He just throws a dagger. The other 5 is dead. This Witch Doctor, he's going to get one shot at some point this game.
Yeah, usually like we don't see PA a lot because he's online very late with his Battle Free into Desolator, into BKB, but now he can skip the Battle Free, so he's online that much earlier.
Yeah, Nisha 10-1 in his last 11 professional games on the Phantom Assassin. 8 kills, less than 2 deaths, 8 assists per match. One of his comfort zone heroes. Are you worried though, does this PA have to worry about playing around the chrono as the game goes on?
Not really. Once you get later in the game, if he even gets an Ags at some point, you can set permanent blur, sit in the back line. You have a lot of these frontliners, like this Ogre is going to walk in for you even as a 5. This Magnus can even get like a 1-2 man RP. You kind of burst that hero and then you try to get out. I think they have some play potential, especially with this hero. They could pick maybe a save for the mid lane.
This PA looks pretty good, like for the lane too, because against Enchantress, PA over lane will just like aim to get the CS. Enchantress doesn't have that much high DPS, and Ogre has a high DPS too, combined with PA's dagger, so he can get a lot of CS. And also, I want to point out that Mineski's damage in the chrono is the impetus from Enchantress, but it's going to miss a lot against the PA.
Yep.
Right, so both teams probably looking for a ranged core as their last pick in the draft here. Mineski needing to be able to pump damage into that Chronosphere. Secret needing both a range hero and possibly a save. Might be looking at an OD. Sniper still on the board as we go into this last phase.
I would be maybe a little scared of a Mineski Tinker.
Okay, the Moon Tinker, we talked about that, banned in the previous draft.
That's a very good point. They can pick Tinker.
I think Secret might want to either ban it or pick a hero that really counters it. But like we said, Moon is really confident on the hero. He's played it a lot.
DP is a very good ban too.
Yeah.
Another like classic combo with the Void. You can use the Siphon as
silence. Your spirits are still going to run around.
Storm.
So there's their pre-counter to Tinker, I think.
Yep.
He has really good jump. He can catch his Void, follow him. The only issue is they do have this like hard disable, and whenever there's a super hard disable against Storm, the Storm's gonna feel a little sad about his game, but at the same time, he doesn't have to carry this game. He's a PA with a Magnus. They're his carry. He is a 2. He can go in, maybe kill support, kill the off lane, die, and he's gonna feel confident that Nisha's gonna carry him.
Absolutely, and that's really goes nicely with
what
Team Secret has asked been one to do all season. That's when they've looked at their best in terms of play style. Mineski looks like they've already decided on their 5th pick. They're going to huddle up here before they complete the draft. Man, oh man, this is going to be tough as the game goes on, right? Because you got 2 cores in the PA and the Storm. Very difficult to catch both in the Chrono. Moon Lina is going to be the last pick for Mineski. Quick final thoughts, Febby.
It might be a potato Lina, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, it might be a potato Lina.
And Moon Tiny?
Yeah, Moon Tiny.
Yep. Okay.
If they put the Lina mid, it's a really, really hard Storm matchup. I've seen that matchup snowball really, really far out of control. The Lina can kill him once, maybe even twice if the Storm tries to go up. But in the mid game, it's a Storm favorite matchup. The Lina is squishy the whole game. He wants to go more like the more normal build we see is like this Yule's Aether Lens build. He doesn't really get health. People will go the damage talent, so it's a little scary for both sides of the matchup.
All right, as we get into this do or die elimination game for Mineski, here is Casey with Coach Mushi.
Moshe, I want to ask you before we get into this draft, was the Meepo pick by Secret a surprise to your team?
It's not really by surprise, but because we understand Secret, we know that they want to drag the game, and we are confident that in our draft as well. Yeah, so let's see who play better.
I saw you huddling up with your guys right before you came out here. Can you share a little bit of what your final words were to them before you left the pod?
In Chinese thing, we have something like very funny, like important thing we need to say 3 times, right? So I just asked them, like, can we do it? We just repeat for 3 times. And they all answer me like very confident and very calm. Yeah, I believe my boy can do it.
Liu, Liu, Liu.
Liu, Liu, Liu.
Thank you, Mushi. Appreciate it. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Ninja Boogie, you heard him say in his interview, we have to survive the group stage first. And survive they did. Then they survived through the best of ones. Now, can they survive Team Secret? Blitz, that had to be a heartbreaking game. Being able to get the Megas, but not actually finish up the game. How are they going to be able to come back in this second game, man?
I don't know, because I thought they would be more mentally broken, but you actually saw that they looked perfectly fine. They were smiling in the booth. You saw Ninja Boogie look confident. I think what you take away from that fact, from that game, is we were leading for 95% of that game. We can compete with Secret. They're not unbeatable. And I feel like that's why Secret also exited the booth, not looking too happy with themselves.
It's like the way that AUI was talking about newbie, right? Pseudo wins and pseudo losses. That was a pseudo win. Maybe you didn't actually get the real W, but conceptually you had that game won.
Yes.
So
that's a pseudo win for
treat it as a pseudo win. Now you just need to take 2 more actual wins against Team Secret.
Yeah, and for Secret, they really need mid-1 to come alive.
Yes.
Like, I have been waiting for this guy. We were waiting for both him and Miracle to have these like game-changing performances, and Miracle delivered yesterday. Now we need mid-1 too if you're a Secret fan.
And it's a tough game for mid-1 to be able to deliver, right? A Storm Spirit. I heard the draft panel talk about there was already 1 hard disable, but then the Lina gets picked up. That's just a bad lane for you, right?
Yes, it is one of the rougher lanes that Storm plays against because every time you go for the range creep, she's going to get a free hit on you. It's really easy to set up stuns. Your hero is effectively a melee range hero because of the way that Static Remnant works. You have to get so close to be able to use it.
Trying to go for the bounty rune control. Puppy being the tankier one.
The important part, though, is he doesn't have to have that good of a game.
Yes.
Because he has a PA mag.
They talked about that extensively. They're saying, look, he is a 2 position. Even if he has a bad laning phase, even if he gets caught in some chronospheres, it doesn't matter. He's buying space for his PA mag. But like you've always told me, like in this matchup, Storm Spirit versus Faces Void, Storm's actually he's a good hero versus Void, right?
He's okay because he outpaces you.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot better because of the Bloodstone, when it used to respawn you instantly, so you trade off the cooldown for your health or for your death.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's a little bit harder. And you see right there, Moon mid lane. Whenever mid-1 stands near the range creep, he's gonna get nuked. He just has to accept that.
And he's going to have to sit next to the melee creeps in order to get that remnant. And Moon's just going to take the opportunity to get shot after shot on him. We saw some of our side lanes here. It is going to be the Magnus sitting out bottom lane trying to get farmed against Nico Baby's Faceless Void. He's going to be paired up with Yapsor, so watch for any telekinesis skewer plays against Ninja Boogie that could lead to an early death. At the top lane, we do have Ragey Potatoes supporting KP's Enchantress versus Nisha and Puppy with the aforementioned Phantom Assassin. Enchantress has been like a very dangerous hero this tournament. A little bit surprised that they gave that one away to Mineski.
I think after their series versus EG, maybe they rated a little bit less.
Okay.
Secret did end up losing that game where they had it themselves. They actually lost to it too, but maybe they just don't think they understand the core concept of the hero enough. Sometimes it's one of those things where it might be a good hero, but your team just doesn't play around it well.
Yeah. And they certainly have a really good matchup against it. Nice toss into the tower. Of course, an Ogre with 8 armor and
He's
760 health is certainly not going to mind a few shots from the tower.
And he's got a stout shield.
Yeah.
This is one tanky boy.
I believe it's thick, is what the kids say nowadays. 2 minutes in, no first blood just yet. The PA is really good versus the Enchanters, right? Oh, mid one taking a lot of damage here. Moon pushing him back, but he just had the courier deliver some regen for him, so healing cell.
This matchup gets so rough at level 2 once you have that first level of the Fury Soul.
And that's a little extra damage, basically, by being able to cancel some of that healing south. Moon trying to push the pace.
And the thing for Lina is, the Storm can never pressure
Another
you.
toss back. This time around, they have a bunch of magic damage thanks to the fact they've got a Satyr ready to go, but they're not actually going to try and chase down the Ogre. Instead, they're going to keep the pressure on Anisha. Rage of Potato, make sure that Puppy can't get back. Whoa. Close call, bottom lane side with the Maledict on him. Will survive 60 HP. He has plenty of regen to work with.
And mid one almost got solo killed right there. Got down to 22 HP. The last hit was flying in. He fairy fires. But
this time he brings himself 2 healing salves.
you need to in this lane. Mid one trying to get aggressive right now. If he was just a little bit further in, pop the Vortex. But Moon now has his bottle.
There it is. The telekinesis skewer back, but not actually into the tower range. Paralyzing Cask does a good amount of damage. Ninja Boogie gets pulled back in, though, and might be still chased down as they have the boots advantage inside. Does manage to pick up the first blood. The bash from Nico, baby. Just happens a little too late.
And he's got to be really careful about his positioning at bottom lane. Ninja Boogie, of course, had such a good performance on that Witch Doctor last game. Just couldn't really close it out.
So it's a good start for Secret, being able to keep him down. But it is going to be free farm for Nico, baby.
Puppy.
It seems not able to do too much. Puppy going to drop low here, turned around, setting up the Satyr, but he's going to be slowed down by the Enchant, and they don't even need the Satyr Shockwave to finish him off.
And KP having completely free lane up at top. Raging Potato, he's
They're
got
gonna
the
find
angle
him.
right now. The stun flies out first, doesn't have a toss target.
Toss away, they're going to be able to get Yapzor, but he does still have that haste room. He's going to play in the river, trying to get those high ground shots against Rage of Potato, positioning himself. Good LSA. Now they're going to try and challenge him. Rage of Potato knows he's dead. They're just hoping to be able to get a kill on Yapzor. The last shot chased him down. Yapzor falls. The supports get traded out.
Mid one still has to be careful. He's completely out of mana. Does pop the mango, but the Lina will always favorably trade with you. And you're seeing some pings. He wants him to TP in to refill his bottle. That's what that ping was for. Saying, come over here.
And then after that, we do have the bounty rune spawning up. But this could be one of those situations where the mid laner just camps mid, right? He already is in such an advantageous position against mid one. Maybe you don't need to help out for the side lane bounty.
And you see what Raging Potato's doing? He's
Yeah.
keeping him away from this area so he can't get the free level 6.
Right.
And he's pushing mid one towards this bottom triangle area, which is a lot less efficient to farm because when the creep wave pushes in like this, Cap, you don't automatically go back to the lane when it's safe.
Yeah, you could see mid one already, like he just has to run back to his tower because the push happens so fast from the Lina top lane. Puppy gonna be slowed down by the Avalanche. They do also have that tornado up. Toss to finish him off. 3-2 now to the favor of Mineski with a 2,000 net worth lead. Top CS of the board, all 3 of their cores.
And this ward has spotted mid one going into the jungle, and that's why Raging Potato is immediately going to try to close that gap. What they need to do is Moon needs to push in the lane, he needs to go to the left side, and they need a sandwich. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Mid one. They know he's in this area. They can't allow him to get to the shrine or his level 6, but they have this angle perfectly. They spot him with the ward.
Just catch him before he activates the shrine. They have a little blade throw all your damage. That's it. Mid one's dead. Skewer on out. Zai actually gets very low, trying to go for the power rune. That's just about to spawn to refill his bottle. Ninja Boogie knows that though, and he's going to try and push him away. Doesn't spawn. Unlucky. Instead, it goes to top.
Let me say, I've seen that move happen to me so many times when I play Storm. That's why I knew it was going to happen. Some support places a ward in your jungle when you're 5.5, and then they make that play and you always die to it every single time.
Maledict, Zai gonna skewer him up into the high ground here. Ninja Boogie's just hoping to be able to finish him off. It's gonna be close call, but Zai does have the Shrine activated. And now Ninja Boogie will slowly but surely die to Yapzor. He's even giving the power to speed things up just a bit.
Yeah, no boots on the Witch Doctor. Good attempt, but nice outplay. As laning phase-wise, though, because of the top lane going so good, Mineski up by 2K early on, and this is the second time we've seen them lead the early game dance.
Yeah. Setting themselves up with just really strong lanes, and PI is usually a hero that does well in the laning phase and kind of wants that early lead because of how farm heavy she's going to be with that Empower too.
But now we do have the level 6 on the Storm.
There's going to be their first Chronosphere of the game. Nico Baby, she's going to go for the straight up kill on his eye. The paralyzing cast bounces back to him, and they have the bashes with the Maledict. That should be enough as he has no more regen left. Give him the walk away, and let's push down the tower. Moon makes his first rotation over just in time because they kept the Siege Wagon alive this entire time.
This is a sick rotation.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're sandwiching Puppey up at top lane. KP is all 6.
This is a very deep dive by them. They are going to get the Fire Blast out onto the Enchantress, but so much pure damage. Doesn't matter how much armor you have, Puppey. KP will tear you apart.
I would like them to defend this bottom tower, though. If you can, as Secret, it's such a big tower to take, because it means that Nico Baby, with his next Chrono, can just rotate towards mid.
Yep.
It opens up the game. And it's an unusual maneuver because you normally see somebody TP to top, and they are, in fact, trying to defend this tower, but it's going to be too late. Puppey TPing in to no avail. This will waste his time a little bit longer. And now you have a situation where all 3 of your lanes have been pretty rough.
Yeah, whether it's like controlling up all these power runes, controlling the jungle, getting the gank on Storm Spirit, taking down the side lane towers, everything has gone the way of Mineski. And Secret are going to find themselves left with less and less maps to be able to farm for this PA and Storm.
You know what this means now? Once you take that bottom tower, because almost nobody does it in that fashion, you're going to protect this tower until it's dead. On the side of Mineski,
yeah, your safe lane tower, you will TP and defend it.
Yeah, that's what has changed about this game, and it means that Mineski can now focus all in on trying to take this mid tower. I'd really like to see the next Chrono be used to set up for a kill around that area.
Yeah, you take that mid tower away, and invading the triangle becomes a lot easier, right? That's what you've always told me. And then from there, that takes away some of the Ancients, which we saw, that gigantic stack that they had. Which is going to be cleared out some point by the PA, but just doesn't feel strong enough with only 2 levels of Empower.
Yeah, and you see KP bullying the Storm out of the lane. He's going to go for the Atos early on, and that really messes with all Storm Spirit player timing, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go Yules on this hero. At some point, you have to get BKB, so going for Yules feels a little bit redundant. It's such an expensive item for you to grab, too. And it makes it so that you don't have to just rely on the Lina or one of your other heroes. You, as a core player, can have impact against the Storm where you normally wouldn't.
Playing a little bit of Twister.
Yeah, and look at this. They're making the rotation because they've taken all of the side towers out. They can make this play, and they have the counter initiation from Nico Baby.
It's going to pop out with the 2-man avalanche. Look for the toss away. There goes Rubik. Bye-bye. Straight into all the cores of Mineski, who actually missing the LSA. They thought that was going to be a little bit shy, but they're actually going to trade out supports here as a result. Yapzor gets as much damage as he can, but Raging Potato, he dies as mid one comes to clean it up, and this means the tower will be protected.
That took a little bit too long, or maybe they would have been able to make it over, but they are instead just trying to grab all 4 bounty runes. They might be successful in that. Nisha trying to make his way over. The Blink Strike does grab it.
Ooh, just in time. But KP, he wants to punish Nisha for making that play. They do it with the Maledict. There goes the blur, the TP in from Yapzor onto the Shrine as well. Mineski did not even look like they were seriously considering going for that PA. Just a little bit of pressure to force rotations, and that's exactly what happened.
I think Mineski, again, they want to take this mid tower, but looks like they're content with just farming a little bit. A smoke even would be all right for them.
Yeah.
And for Secret, the game plan is then simple. Defend this mid tower, try to make it agonizing for them, allow your PA to get as much space as you can. This is still a very strong PA game. You're going to get Bloodlust plus Empower. She can carry them in this situation, but she needs to get some time bought for her. And that's why they're going to go for the smoke, try to defend this mid tower, maybe even catch out this Tiny here.
Raging Potato is going to die, but as Mineski runs down the high ground, are they going to be able to get some sort of opening here? They're going to try and go for mid one. First who actually got tossed in the air. The RP goes on the lead to make sure there's no follow-up on mid one with Skewer back into the tower. But Mineski, they have control of this area. They're going to be able to take down the 2 supports. Maybe Zai will as slowed down by KP. A little bit more impetus shots. He actually gets a little bit more vision. One last shot is not going to be enough. The magic stick actually keeping him alive, but it means Mineski do win the fight and do take the tower.
Yeah, you saw that both teams had the same goal. Nisha, the only way that you can enable him in a game like this is to give him that triangle, and that's exactly why Ninja Boogie is doing the right thing. Ward that area, take it away from him, and just make the map smaller and smaller for Secret.
The weird part is they have this huge ancient stack, but nobody really has the power to take it, not even Nisha yet. So even though Mineski knows about it, they can't really invade confidently and take it away.
Nisha's going to TP out, go to the triangle. Evaded Raging Potato, and so much of this game now, it feels like it's on him.
5,000 net worth lead for Mineski. That's going to build, as they do have the Hannah Midas on Nico Baby. Because at the same time, they do have the Empower on the PA. It's going to drastically speed up her time. It's Haste Rune on the ground. Mid one will grab it here, but the Eul Scepter instantly. LSA, do they have enough damage to be able to burst down the follow-up paralyzing cast? That'll be enough to finish on mid one, unless with the Maledict, he has to dodge every single tick, and it's just not going to happen. Doesn't have enough mana.
Even with the strength treads. And that's going to put Moon in such a good position. He's got almost 2,000 net worth, more than 2,000 net worth above this guy. Raging Potato has his Blink Dagger. They're in such a good position right now, but we saw this from the last game. You can't relax. Still feel like Nisha can do it in this game with Bloodlust and Empower. We saw it when EG played against Secret. You buff this PA up enough, she will win you the game. And she's got a nice matchup against the Void too. Void has to build the MKB.
Yeah. You have the opportunity to be able to burst down this Void, so his time lock isn't as effective. All of Secret coming over. They're going to join in the task of bringing down this gigantic ancient stack, Fade Bolts and such, making it a bit easier.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And it will get them all shared experience as well.
This is a huge stack.
Yeah.
And they're pinging for it right now. They know
how long it takes. They know about a Mineski.
I'm surprised that Mineski didn't try to go for this.
Yeah,
they have Chrono up too.
They know it would be a slow tank, but, you know, being next to the shrine and everything, they say maybe it's just better to get more map control. They're going to take the tier 2 top lane and go and start pressuring mid as well.
Mid one does have a haste rune, but he's got to be careful. Nico Baby, they're smoked up on this high ground area. Looks like they want to take this fight into the tower push. Secret, not showing any heroes quite yet. They know they're in that triangle area. This ward is still alive. Surprised that Secret haven't found it yet. They had to have known once that bottom tower and that mid tower got taken out, the triangle was going to be the next spot to ward. But instead, they're going to find...
They know where he is. Nisha is going to be caught by the avalanche, even though he's blurred up. Laguna play to bring him down too, and he almost had the Desolator. LSA is going to be able to catch Zai, tossed up in the air to his death. That is rough. He was 400 gold away from that Desolator when he finished up the Ancient stack, and he remains at that number now.
And what sucks about this too is whenever you have the mag on your team, every second that you're dead just feels even worse and worse. Because you know the amount of potential farm that you're losing out on is so significant, and they know that Puppey is there because the ward is still there. Haven't dewarded it quite yet. This is going to be another kill for Mineski as Puppey. He's really tanky, but will eventually go down. Moon is unstoppable, and he has delivered so far in this series 6-0-3. Conversely, the other Southeast Asian superstar, 2-2-1, might get caught out here as well. Moon in the area, Raging Potato throws out the blind stun, isn't able to find a mid one, sniffs it out.
And that may be 4 bounties. No, Nico Baby, I like this. He's playing it safe. He's not getting greedy and trying to get the other one on the right-hand side. He'll just take the one that's on their side of the river. So 3 for Mineski, as he almost has a Maelstrom complete. That'll be another way to help out against that blur advantage that the Phantom Assassin has.
Gunnar did talk about, by the way, that it was going to be a rough early game for the Storm Spirit anyways.
Yep.
The Lina is going to be so good against you, but as the game progresses, the Storm always has the option cap of jumping on the Lina. It's so much easier for him to gap close. This is just the awkward part of the game where he doesn't have enough HP and he doesn't quite have the items to be able to just go on her fearlessly.
Win probability. Oh, they're going to be able to jump him with the Ronavetos freshly picked up by KP and the Blink Dagger of Raging Potato, the last impetus. Brings him down as he skewers away. But
now
a smoke up from
gold
Team
lead.
Secret. They're going to move to bottom.
Nico Baby waiting for the creeps. They still have a tower in this area. They're going to drop the ward. They see him. They're going to see him farm up the neutrals too. Do they have enough burst damage to do this? He's got 21 charges and instantly the lift out of the creep. Oh no!
He grabs a creep and Nico Baby blesses the stars and jumps away.
That's a freebie.
That is a freebie indeed. Mid one will snag an arcane rune, but certainly not worth all the trouble they made to move to bottom lane.
And we were concerned about Mineski having their spirits broken.
Yeah, doesn't look like it at all. We heard that from Coach Mushi. He said they were fine, they were calm, and confident even, in their battle against the #1 DPC team in the world.
Yeah, it's such a stark contrast from the interview that we saw with Arzik yesterday, where it looked like they were just like, yeah, Casey's like, it felt like you had the better draft. He's like, yeah, we did. And instead, Mushi's all smiles. He's making jokes with her. He's saying our team's good. The team looks like they're fine. So far, 17 minutes in, they've got an 8K gold lead. They're not out of the woods yet. Last game, if anything, proves to them it's not over till it's over.
The crazy part is that Mineski have been getting so many kills around the map without having to use the Chronosphere. So Secret remains scared of them at all times. In fact, so scared that they lose the tier 2 mid. Nico Baby hadn't showed himself until finally he does. He sees the Storm Spirit up in the top lane. They thought that Nico Baby was behind them at mid. That's why they didn't challenge, and that's why mid one showed himself at top lane, and where he gets caught and where Mineski see the opportunity to push to high ground.
They're going for high ground right now?
They really are.
Wow. This is early. No Rosh or anything. Zai gonna interrupt.
Gonna be used. Nico Baby, they don't get the burst cast on the Fire Blast. He's gonna be able to time walk away while Zai sacrificed his life at a gambit to be able to bring down the carry of Mineski. A buyback, that's all Mineski wanted to be able to see. Raging Potato, he may be the sacrificial lamb, but no, Mineski will protect that little lamb. The Rocky boy will get away. He's got a blink dagger up. He's fine.
And that was the buyback from Zai. This has been a rough game for Team Secret. There's just no plays for them to make. With the type of heroes that they have to continue to just buy time for Nisha. He needs a BKB before he feels comfortable engaging. Ninja Boogie grabbing the invis rune, drops the sentry. He knows where they have vision.
Dude, they were just top pushing that tower, and Ninja Boogie gets the bottom lane in time to pick up the power rune. Is it just me or is Mineski everywhere right now?
And they're gonna run into potential gift, but there's 4 heroes down here. That's why everybody wants to rotate in. They have a TP on their faces void. They want to bring in more. But Moon, he thinks twice about it.
And they take the fight without Chronosphere. Is this Invis Rune going to be enough an advantage? He's going to break several smokes. He's going to be spotted by the Sentry. Radabatos goes down, but just on a puppy. That shouldn't really matter. KP, knowing that, retreats back behind this tier 1 tower. You said that Mineski would fight to defend this tower, but will they win this fight? Is they're going to have to do it without a Chronosphere? Nisha almost dying already. The infinite shot, the last one, it hits him all the way and it ends. It nails him, and Nisha follows Puppy. He's going to be eliminated. The Laguna Blade comes out, toss away. Yaps are trying to hide in the trees. It's hitting Raging Potato. Means they can't find a 3rd kill for that. Well, mid one bides his time. I think he's looking to be able to cut some creepways, because this is looking like desperate times for Team Secret.
And you see his net worth right now is so low. He's behind the 4th position, Tiny. Raging Potato, he's had such a good game, but it just goes to show you how far behind Team Secret is.
That is 11,000 net worth lead, about to be 12, building up, about 5,000 experience lead as well. That win probability, it's a harsh outlook. Mineski,
we saw it last
in that
game,
situation before, though.
I feel like last game was easier, though, because they had the meatball on their side. They're going to take the base fast. This situation is a little bit different because their playmakers have been slowed down so much. At this point, it does feel like Nisha has to do so much to get this win.
And he needs that magic immunity.
It makes sense, though.
Really...
They picked around it.
Yeah.
They gave him Ogre plus Magnus. That usually means that they think that this one hero will carry them in this game. Ninja Boogie probably going to get picked off once again.
Ninja Boogie's okay with that. He's at the rest of his team.
Oh, they were trying to give him the last hit.
But poor Ninja Boogie only sitting there at 2,500.
I really thought they were trying to give Nisha last hit, and both supports went for it.
Nah, dude, they're trying to give the last hit to the real carry.
Yap sword.
Yap God takes it again. Secret will manage to take this tier 1 tower, but honestly, like, they kept it alive for 20 minutes. That's still a huge success for Mineski.
I will say, I think part of the reason why I think it's been such a harsh game for mid one is normally when you pick up this Storm or these like embers for him, there's a side lane for him to rotate to.
Yeah.
But it's so hard for him to make a rotation towards Magnus lane and conversely like a PA Ogre lane. Like they're not killing the Enchantress even with 3 heroes there. So it felt like he had no plays to make. Whereas Moon, you know, every time he goes to the lane, he's going to pick up a kill.
They're going to pick up another kill, not on a hero, but on Roshan. Give the Aegis to Nico Baby, and Mineski is ready for another high ground attempt. They immediately smoke up too, just to see if they can get
They're
that
smoking
fast
because
initiation.
Moon TP'd at bottom, so they're trying to fool Secret and saying, look, it's a 4-on-5.
Yep. Especially considering this Moon Lina has Boots of Travel and Shadowblade, so he can move his way around the map super fast. And that's why they're going to try and catch somebody here, but it looks like it's only going to be Puppey if they can get the bash. Sadly, that's not the case for Nico Baby.
And Secret, they need to take advantage of the time that they were smoked. Nisha needs to push in this top lane. He's almost got his BKB. That's when the real game happens, Cap. If he can win a fight with BKB, it changes everything. If he can't, I don't know if he has a space to farm another item after that. This BKB is make or break right now for Team Secret.
Mid-1 is so scared at all times because this Shadowblade Lina, he's never quite certain when he can pop out and farm a creep wave. So scared, in fact, that he placed that side lane of the map and hides there the entire time before eventually deciding home is where he has to be.
I will say this Lina Gunner is correct. She's got 1600 HP.
Yeah.
All it takes is one good fight for mid-1.
But if they don't manage to jump him, he does have a plate mail now, so it's not in danger of a crit dagger kill anyway. It's going to take some hefty commitment by the PA, but she can't die before a single spell is cast for sure.
This Lina is so farm cap. She has triple the enemy mid's net worth.
And they're just playing 4-man together. They do manage to run Anisha here. Hit him with the avalanche. Radamatos goes out. And there goes the fresh BKB. That's going to be a fire blast. But there's the Chronosphere to be able to control him up. If they actually get these infinites, mid-1 actually goes through Raging Potato, be able to finish him off. The Skewer and the RP on it too. Mid-1 sitting on top of him with the fire blast as well. That's going to be the Aegis coming from Nico Baby. But KP's plenty healthy, and that's why he's going to run down Puppey. Secret, it was an okay engagement for them. Got the Aegis out of the hands of Mineski, but it still cost them a hero.
Not the worst trade in the world. And that was the buyback by Raging Potato. They need all of these engagements. The top lane is getting cut. Puppey goes to the buyback. They're trying to all in for this.
They try and burst him down, but they don't actually hit him. The avalanche covers the ground, and now mid-1 tops up in the air. Raging Potato made the read. The Chronosphere coming up from the Yapzor is beautiful, but mid-1 gonna get there in time. He runs them over. There goes the Lina before a single spell is cast, and now Nico Baby, he's trying to get the bash out. He's trying to finish up mid-1. Can he do it? The bash isn't good enough. Mid-1 triple kill. Into the trace they go. They find another kill. The PA dies. Actually, Mineski are able to get something out of this, but KP, he can stay alive for a long time, but it's underneath the tier 3. He will fall. Ultra kill for mid-1. Secrets, you have to be careful against this team. Just a second of weakness, and they will pounce.
And now he's almost got his BKB. That's what we were looking for. Storm in that situation so good on Lina because you'll always get the jump on her. You can get to the back line. She's decided to go for quite the greedy builds. The plate mail, no BKB, deciding to go for the Boots of Travel. She's very mobile on the map, but when it comes to just those straight up pushes, it's going to be rough. And honestly, that all starts with Yapzor stealing the Chronosphere.
Oh, absolutely.
This fight does not look like this if he doesn't have Chrono here. You see that he locks down the entire team.
He managed to get a 5-man Chronosphere.
Look at how good
Nico
this
Baby
was.
obviously is free to be able to walk away,
The
but
zip
just
through.
a zip that manages to hit 3 different heroes. Uh-oh, back into the game. Mid-1, he's been caught out. He used his buyback last time. Maledict, he should be good here as the bottle hits. Combination of dodging, the Maledict hits as well. Combination of dodging, the Maledict hits as well.
That's flashy. Does it one more time just for good practice. Still a 12k gold lead, but a few more fights like that, and Secret are back into this.
But they can't afford a fight exactly like that. This time around, mid-1 will not have buyback, and we'll see what Mineski does with that information. Are they going to play for that aggressive win? Are they going to challenge Secret now, hope for the Chronosphere that gets them the kill on mid-1 and ends the game, or at least a lane of barracks, or are they going to wait for the next Roche?
I think instead of waiting for the next Roche, I think they need to wait for their BKBs.
Okay.
I think that's even more important here. Lina's about to pick up one. The Void is just the recipe away. That's what they have to reset off of. I'm Secret. You said the true carry of Secret, Yapzor. He's trying to make it happen right now, keeping them in this game. The chrono that he hit was perfect. it made it so easy for mid 1 to get on top of all those heroes. The zip through did so much damage as a result. He lined it up for him, served it up, so that his mid player almost has that BKB now. And so the fights are going to get a lot easier for him.
In which case, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Mineski to find the initiation, whether it's through a simple toss-up of the air and Raging Potato, follow up LSA, or if it's going to be the Chronosphere to lock down the Storm Sphere. Is that who you focus? Is that you hold that Chronosphere for the Storm from here on out?
I feel like you have to. When Nisha pops his BKB in that situation, it's kind of nice to burn some of the timer out, but you're not killing him.
Yeah.
The blur in combination of the BKB, your bash, for people that don't know, the time lock is magic damage. So you're just not getting any value out of it.
And he's about to finish a basher on Nisha.
Yeah, he's getting really scary now. Once you get the basher with the Empower and the Bloodlust, like this PA is the strongest hero on the map. Her net worth is just boosted artificially as a result.
And it's so hard to be able to push high ground into that because there's always that fear of a dagger that gets a crit or a bash, providing the opening that Secret need. And they can just do that. They can just dagger you over and over and over again, wait for somebody to get low enough, wait for that bash, wait for that crit before they jump in.
I mean, part of the problem was, I think Nico maybe just got a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
He just didn't think about it. He's like, oh, okay, they have Chrono. I'm still fine.
Yep.
But he does, you know, he didn't realize, I think, in time, like, oh, like, my entire team's going to die because of this.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of map control on the side of Mineski, and Secret aren't out of the woods yet. But this 12k gold lead doesn't look as bad as the previous games did. Like, the previous game was 99% over. This one is closer, in my opinion, to like a 70-30. You can still win this if you're Secret. Your jump just has to be real good.
They have BKB on both their cores. You farm up for buyback, and at this point, you might as well wait for Roshan, as the potential spawn time is just 1 minute away. And so now the question is posed. Okay, we're actually going to smoke up here. Mineski thinking that maybe they'll catch Secret off guard. In part, maybe because it is so close to the Roshan spawning. Any sort of pickoff could lead into some big wins. They know Zai is somewhere out here. He actually ran forward through the ward and immediately TP's back.
They need the MKB right now really badly. On their faces, Void, you saw when he was hitting Nisha, did nothing.
Well, that's a ways away. Nico baby,
Actually,
having
no way
just
to deal with
completed
that.
the Mjolnir.
None of them are even close to the MKB.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nisha's game continues to look pretty good. He's 0-3, but I mean, they're putting all their hopes on him.
And he may soon eclipse Nico baby's net worth. There is still Moon seen at 16k, but as we saw from that last fight, it is very easy to take that hero out of the field without anything being done. Nisha also has to be careful of Alina hunting him down with that Shadow Blade. He's got 2,000 HP, but even just getting caught by an LSA at the start could lead to much, much worse outcomes. 21-12, 13,000 net worth lead for Mineski, 30 minutes in. As you heard Blitz say, feels like this is more like a 70-30 game, and the win probability does agree. If anything, it's even more in the favor of Secret.
What's it say?
Yeah, look at that. 84-16 is what it was at 20 minutes when we had that big fight, the big turnaround now, 64-36.
Yeah, I'd say that's around right.
Mineski is beginning to lose some control of this game. They do have enough to be able to get all the bounty runes, though.
Oh, could you imagine if Mineski lost this game?
2 heartbreaking losses, it would be a story, that's all right. Mineski, they need to be able to pull out this win. Heartbreaking losses. They got Megas against Team Secret, against the huge favorites, a blink away from Zai. Gets away from Raging Potato, just away. And now Mineski, chasing these heroes out, are going to turn back towards Roshan. But Nisha doesn't want to give them that full map control. He's going to push out mid. Can they go to Rosh?
Puppy should call his team. Let's smoke.
Yep.
This is a good fight for them. They've got a Storm Spirit. They're calling mid one over. Smoke by the shrine.
This is going to be too late. This is going to be too late. The Roshan's going to fall so quickly. Look at this. 1,000 HP. It's going to die. And what are the Secret going to do with that information? Are they still going to go for the engagement? Are they going to think Mineski will be sloppy in their positioning? They hold in the mid lane. Waiting for someone to step out a little bit too far. Is that Raging Potato? Is he going to be the one who steps a little bit too far from his team? Sure enough, telekinesis and a quick assassination by Nisha. But Nico Baby, he's not too far away. Secret, run to the right instead of running down lane.
Oh,
They had the Chronosphere. He tells Bennett to catch mid one, jumps to the edge. Nico Baby pops the BKB, but the Chronosphere stolen by Yapzor. Can he turn this around? Mid one dies. Just as the Chronosphere fades away, Yapzor looking to be able to turn this, has telekinesis, toss him the air. Yule Scepter, Zai immediately throws out the RP, locks down Moon.
Who's getting low? They need a blow up.
Force half away. BKB activated. Nisha having a hard time. There goes the Chronosphere, but can they do anything about it? Nisha looking at him. He jumps on the edge and a crit. Takes out the lead up. He does have buyback though, and Nisha's being controlled up. Can Nico Baby actually get the bash? He managed to get the jump away as Maldic on him. Nico Baby doesn't want to overcommit, but he does have the ages with his telekinesis. He'll actually die. It's tier 3. Lina does not buy back. She could join her team if she wants to in this push.
I don't think Moon wants to get into a position where he buys back and they have to race again. That was the Aegis used. They've got to reset off of this. And the Yapzor, once again, with the Chrono Steal, the positioning of it was perfect.
The toss forward, the skewer back. KP, can they actually get him? They need another crit to force half away. Nico Baby looks to be able to slow down Nisha. The Rod of Atos actually gets him in PA, stuck. KP starts getting up, now the paralyzed cast. Ninja Boogie, what a swing, and Nisha being locked down. He will fall, no buyback there either.
19k gold lead, 3 heroes down. Nico Baby going for the melee racks. They're in such a good position right now. All they have to do, take the racks, reset. The Storm's about to be alive. Secret, they've got to be careful though. They've got no big spells to defend this with, no RP. And now, okay, now they've learned, surely.
Blitz Dota, if you could go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would you do? Mineski, they're certainly contemplating that question. Is that last game and the choice around the Megas ends up losing them the game against the favorites in Team Secret. They've learned their lesson. They're going to go back in time here with this game 2, try and play it even safer than they did in game 1.
I thought that was a real question.
No, I'm not actually going to ask you that question. That's a little too deep for this broadcast.
Oh no, I instantly have an answer.
Oh, what's that?
I'd say yes, OD Pixel. I'd love to pass it for that game.
26-14, Mineski holding a gigantic lead. But there's still that window. There's still that sliver of chance. Team Secret. They're going to be caught here. Nico Baby, he knows it's somewhere around here, but he doesn't find mid one. He jumps into the shrine area. Fair enough. They'll just take the objective instead of claiming a hero.
This does
Maybe not.
strangely feel like deja vu.
Look at them. Look how safe they're playing. They say not even the shrine is good enough to take right now. They have a double damage on the ground.
You gotta feel for them. They look so skittish.
Look at him. He's just like, wait, I'm not gonna take this DB now. I'm gonna bottle it up. I'm gonna do every little thing that every pro player does to make sure we enable a win here.
This is adorable because I think if last game hadn't happened,
Yeah.
they would have sort of just gone for it.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
they're like,
If
they're
you're
being
1-0
so scared.
against Team Secret, I bet Moon buys back. They push high ground together.
Try to get 2 sets or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead, they are they're checking all the boxes because Team Secret is always dangerous. They're so wily.
Yeah, that's a good point. How much of this is just Team Secret? The team, the legacy.
By the way, I think the game might have been over if Nisha doesn't get the crit there because Moon had
Oh, yeah.
a cheese. He would have reset that fight hard.
It would have been over if Yapzor doesn't position the Chronosphere just right, that
Yes.
a melee hero could reach through the Chronosphere to hit the Lina.
His split second timing was phenomenal. And right now, Zai, he's got a 4-staff, he's got a Blink Dagger. He needs to hit a pretty big RP. You can't keep relying on Yapzor to steal Chrono and then hit the perfect Chrono.
Yeah.
Surely he's not going to do it 3 times in a row, right? I'm super down to see it, but if you're Secret, you're like, yo, a 3rd time? Yapzor, just one more? You think you can do that one more time for us?
Can Secret pull out the miracle? Can Yapzor do it? One more rabbit out of the hat. Number
this was
1
a-
and 2 isn't enough, it seems.
This was a Deso Rubik that we saw in the last game, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, such a clutch decision making in that sort of high pressure situation. Cool idea by Yapzor to be able to buy that
gonna run
item,
in.
help them time walk, trying to get the 4-staff over to the other side, but everyone from Mineski is here, and they've just been gifted a kill in Yapzor.
When he dies fast.
Yes.
And
yes,
he's going
he
to get the
does.
instant D ward. Yapster was just trying to get out, play some aggressive vision for his team so that they could do something.
Oh, this is big. Abyssa Blade now for Nisha. Now when he jumps one of those heroes, maybe the PA, maybe the Lina, instant disable into potentially one-shotting that hero.
KP needs armor right now if he wants to survive this. He doesn't really need a BKB. He's not being focused like that, but
yeah,
some armor would help his cause greatly.
They already have the Shivas on, so maybe it's Lotus Orb for KP.
By the way, check out what Mid One is going for. I think he's kind of sold out on this principle. He's like, guys, I'm not carrying this game.
No.
But I can try to make this game easier for everybody. I can give you a mini RP.
Yeah. I mean, the right kind of clump up, whether it's the RP or this Aghanim Scepter from the Storm Sphere, could mean that Nisha comes in with that cleave, with that empower.
It just takes one. It really just takes one fight. If Nisha can get into three heroes, just hit into the center with that cleave, he will blow people up.
That's the mantra of Team Secret right now. It just takes one, and that's the words echoing through Mineski's head.
They know.
Them doubt, causing them fear whenever they try and push for the high ground. That's why they're trying to get these next round of items.
The wild part is how tense this game is. Like, only Secret, where you can see as a caster that Mineski's up 22k, and we're still sort of holding our breaths.
I mean, no matter how many items they get, no matter how much the net worth climbs up, it almost doesn't change that win probability. It is staying deadlocked, giving Secret that like good 10% to be able to work around.
Yeah, Dota Plus at this point is saying, are you gonna do it? Will this be the one fight?
AP, he's got to be marched forward. Telekinesis, Nisha actually choosing to jump and pop into BKB. Can they blow him up in time with the Fire Blast? Multicast, they will. No buyback there. Oh, they got the Abyss! The RP! No Chronosphere for Utah! Mineski! They bobble the fight, and now they're going to lose 4.
There's a gem on the ground, too. That's 4 heroes down. Nico Baby, his hands were up in the air.
He was trying to let it go, but Nisha slaps him in the face, says, no, not here, not today.
That couldn't have been more perfect, because then Zai comes in with the RP.
Blitz, do you believe in that 10%?
I do. I told you, it just takes one fight.
Mineski. Oh. They're going to start losing some towers. Everything is still fine, though. Don't panic. Mineski still hold the lead. The game is still in their favor. And they can still pull out a 1-1 and push this to a game 3.
They might have to be forced into a buyback situation right now. As Nisha has a DD rune, it's still really healthy on its timing.
They don't have the buybacks. They don't have it on Nico Baby. They don't have it on Raging Potato. So they just may say
Secret are going to take Rax first
to the mid lane of Barracks.
They're actually going to take the full set first.
The double damage wears out. LSA leading the way. Just a bit of damage on Nisha, trying to force something out. He does have a BKB and Abyss Blade ready to go, but there it goes. Melee Barracks follows.
Nope, both teams are now even. One Rax
are
apiece.
even.
I thought that Secret was going to take the first full set.
Yep.
Oh.
And
Mineski, that gold lead. Let's see it. Bring it up for me.
it has been plummeting downwards. 13,000 lead only for Mineski. Experience
quite updated yet.
Almost dead even, but look at this in top lane. Moon, he's found an opening. It's a massive one if he can complete the kill on the mid one. He doesn't jump away. He gets the kill, but can they force the buyback and not get caught for it? The Ghost Scepter on the Aptor into the LSA. They got another kill. Moon, he's going to start backing away a little bit. He's a bit scared. He doesn't have his team behind him, and he knows there could be a buyback for the Storm Spirit. He does not want to let that pick be traded away. He got an advantage for his team.
That is a massive advantage too. This is going to allow them to play aggressively. Still, the gem that they lost, I think, is the even bigger draw.
See that fight again where they blew up KP and the
hands were in the air.
He tried so hard to get that chrono out, but Nisha quick with the fingers. That would have been a wipe if he'd actually gotten the range, the dagger bash onto Moon, but
See mid one, that sigh of relief. And if you're Mineski, especially with how the last game went, that familiar fear in the pit of your stomach has to be growing.
Yep.
It's got to be gnawing away at you at this point.
And we're getting into some crazy level 25s here. I mean, this PA is already a monster. If you get her to 25, the triple strike stifling dagger.
The thing about Secret is they've had to do everything right. to get to this point, to even get to this point, to bring it back to 15K. The 2 consecutive stolen Chronospheres, then that fight where Nisha at the very last second gets the Abyssal Blade on the Nico Baby and the stuns.
Roshan's up right now. Mid one could buy out for the Aghanim Scepter if he wants to. He'd be about 500 shy of having buyback. But it looks like Secret, they may not be able to get in the pit in time. Honestly, Mineski just taken out so quickly. They're going to be able to get one pick back here. Raging Potato, he does have that Ghost Scepter protecting for a little bit, but honestly, too much control. They trade out Raging Potato's life for an Aegis, and that's fine. 70 seconds for the Tiny. He comes back, but this Aegis will last the 5 minutes.
Well worth it for his death then. 13K now. They cut it by 2 despite the Roshan kill, which is pretty rare to see, but because they are ahead, that kill on the Raging Potato meant so much. And he's almost even net worth with the Storm Spirit.
Blitz, you're Mineski's coach right now. What are you telling them? How are you telling them to siege high ground? What are you looking for them to do?
I mean, first thing I'm telling them is like, why'd you guys hire me as coach? The second thing is, I'm probably telling them, you gotta calm down.
Okay.
The game is still in your favor.
Yep.
The same principle that applies to Secret applies to Mineski. They just need to hit a really good chrono.
Yep.
They catch 2 cores. The game is still very much in your favor. This is the time to calm down, breathe. Because Secret right now, they've got something scary. They've got momentum.
Oh, whoa, that tunnel plus. It just decided that Aegis and Cheese isn't good enough for Mineski, and that the game is dead even now.
Yeah, I think they've said like, okay, Secret is, they just teamfight really well. Let's swing it back a little bit. I think as the game goes on, it really favors that PA-Mac combination, and rightfully so. It's so strong. KP?
Gets away, gets wards down 2.
They should have knowledge that there is vision there. There's no other reason that the Ogre is that far in.
There's a lot of items on Nico Baby. He's got Aegis, Refresher Shard, BKB Satanic. All of these items, 3 of them being activatables, need to be used in this next fight because Secret will have the advantage of buying back when it comes to the high ground push, right? That's the super scary part, that PA and this Storm Spirit can get back into the fight super fast, and it's not simply going to be a 5 versus 5.
Yeah, the weird thing about being ahead like this is you almost feel like you have to be the team that pushes in because you want to take advantage of your network, but Secret have such a good high ground lineup. It's so scary going through a high ground where you have to fight through BKB piercing abilities. That's a principle that EG held onto at TI9. You know, pick up Universe Enigma or something like that so that you can always deal with when a team goes high ground. Even if you're behind by like 10K, you've got a Chronosphere, an RP, something along those lines where the other team thinks twice about just blindly going high ground.
Yeah.
Because in most situations, 20K gold lead, you're just thinking to yourself, okay, let's go for it. What are we waiting for? But in this position, Mineski's thinking to themselves, it just takes one fight. We've got to be careful.
Radabatos on an illusion. Say, fine, we'll take that Storm Spirit illusion for ourselves. Smoke from Mineski. It's not going to result in any easy opportunity for them. Instead,
oh, this game's stressing me out for both sides.
they're going to have to do it the hard way. They just spotted Nisha. Not really, because he's blurred up, but they know that he was in that mid lane mood. He's trying to find his opportunity. He's found a small one in Puppy. He's going to try and execute it real fast. He does have the gem. That's why Zion's going to pop his head outside the base. Double 4 staffs, and Puppy does get away.
Oh, that's a Laguna Blade steal by Yapstor.
No. These ultimates being stolen by Yapstor. They've already changed the fate of this game once and twice. Can he do it again with this Laguna Blade? His Nico Baby not going to live to see the light of his BKB and Satanic. Ethereal Blade up, Raging Potato, big burst damage. He also has the toss, requires no targets. That could be a way for him to get heroes out of position when it comes to the high ground push.
Maybe even a save too. You can act
Could
like
be.
a pseudo snowball.
Yeah.
In that regard, try to get your team out. Oh man.
Nico Baby is almost level 25 as well. Do you take that 25% backtrack? I mean, just imagine he backtracks a crit.
I think the bubble is too good. The super bubble is so good.
We'll have to see. This is just going to be all about feel for Nico Baby. How does he feel this game's going to go? What's going to win him the game? This is one of those games where the branches of fate just spread out. The what if game begins. You ask yourself, Mineski, if they closed out that game 1, how would they be playing right now? Would they finished up the game already? Is the fear that they will lose this 2-0 against Secret? Causing them
Hero here.
out of position and dead.
The execute by Yapzor. Trying to get to that Aghanim Scepter, that would be huge for him.
Well, if they didn't know about the Laguna Blade steal before, they certainly do now. No buyback for KP, but everyone else in the game does have it. Secret, just to pick off on the Tiny. They know how disruptive he's been in these engagements. They feel confident to go outside their base. A little bit more free area to farm. The triple dagger is up. The Aghanim Scepter is here as well for the Storm Spirit. He's looking for Scythe next. And Puppey, he's gonna play the bumbling fool who just goes into the high ground blind, but it's all an act. He knows the rest of his team behind him. He's super tanky. He's already survived through 1 round of Lina spells. He could do it again.
At this point, the farm is whatever. It really just comes down to the one team fight.
Yeah.
That's why mid one isn't trying to go back for anything like the Orchid or the Bloodstone. He's just itemizing for the late game team fight.
With the Aegis down, level 25 achieved for the Faceless Void. You're right, the AoE is too good to pass up, especially with that Refresher Shard. 2 times of the gigantic AoE Chronosphere.
And the only person that I've ever seen go for the backtrack talent is OD Pixel.
Somebody did it actually this TI.
Really?
I don't remember who. Yeah. That's why the conversation was only way we would talk about it.
The plus 175 is so good.
Yeah. I mean,
It makes it so that it's so hard to whip these fights.
Yeah.
And everybody has to be careful. There are a lot of melee heroes.
like, how do you get into these fights as a Storm Spirit, as a Mag, as a PA?
There's a Nullifier
Sphere is just
on
going to be
Nisha.
so big. Nisha's Nullifier could play a big part here with the double cheeses on KP. They actually stacked that regenerative item.
This is such a killer build. 3k HP, the Satanic gives him the status resistance. It's not going to be easy to burst down this PA. They put so much into her. They gave her the perfect situation. Mid want to sacrifice his own game with this item build. He's saying, I trust you, Nisha.
At the same time, if Nisha's the one that jumped on, they're going to have a Silver Edge suit for Moot. Looking to break that lure mechanic.
The biggest issue right now for Mineski is they just have not been able to start fights.
Yeah.
It's always been Secret jumping them. We've seen 3 fights in a row now where Secret finds the jump.
You know what? We don't know what's going on in the booth. Is it composure or is it fear? But if it is composure, I have to admire Mineski for just continuing. Like, they'll smoke up, they'll try to find a pickoff like this for Raging Potato, but they never go all in. They never give Secret that opportunity. They're going to go for Puppey here. Chronosphere does manage to catch the Yapzor in the back, but it doesn't catch the core. Midwest able to pull up the 2. The Chronosphere, second time around, they're going to be able to catch him with the Chronosphere. Yapzor getting stopped. Oh, the little jump! It hits high. He wins the RP, and now Mid-One going to find back. Here comes the Chronosphere. The long zip in for Mid-One. Not here yet. Now the zip in occurs, but it's a bit too late. Nico maybe's already jumped away. He's going to be able to grab the lead. Though the second RP from side. Now Nisha jumps in. Wipes out. Nullifier. Not going to be saved by the Gold Scepter. That's Selena dead. Buyback's already flowing out from Mineski. Are they going to use it on Selena as well? They will. Cheese up for KP. He's going to